So today is fence building day, finally. But before I can even think about putting up this beautiful hazelnut paling fence, I have to mark out its future layout using strings and stakes. And while cutting those stakes here, I also discovered one of our first harvests of the year. Everything is full with nettles, so we're gonna make a fresh nettle spinach this evening. And not only this, there is also from the old garden, there's also some sorrel which survived. A whole area full of edible plants even before we have started planting anything. So with the rough layout now marked, I can finally drive in the fence posts. However, of course, my hammer had to break. It's starting to rain, but hopefully I can put up at least the first corner post. So after a few rainy days, it's now finally beautiful, sunny again, although a bit windy. And this means I can finally finish installing the paling fence. Starting in the lower left corner, I'm first gonna install it here to the very bottom of our garden. I'm trying to keep the paling fence a little bit off the ground to keep it from rotting prematurely. A really cool trick which I learned from someone on YouTube who puts up those fences professionally was actually to use a spade to properly stretch it. So you just insert your spade where you roughly want it, and then pushing against the post, stretch the fence. Done! And this way the fence holds really tight, it's properly stretched, and it's off the ground. In order to connect one piece of fence to the next, I have to open up those twisted wires on the end. And now we take the next piece of paling fence and slot it in there, and then just twist it shut again. And out of two pieces of paling fence we have now one continuous piece, and it doesn't even show. Exactly here I have reached the end of my marked area. However, I still have one row, a second row and a third row left of paling fence, each with 5 meters length. So I still have a bit to go if I want, and that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm gonna expand the area upwards. However, before I can do that, I have to remove a pile of old waste wood. Finished. So this has to be the uppermost end of the garden plot, because there are now the trees are starting now, the apple trees and everything. So I'm gonna have to finish right here. Final stake. Final push to finish the fence around our garden. Today I'm gonna install the gate, the all-important gate to access it, and it's probably gonna be right about here. Now you might be wondering, with this beautiful flowering tree, isn't it a bit in the way? And unfortunately it actually is, and I've been thinking about cutting it. I just realized that this branch from the apple tree here is completely dead. It didn't survive the winter, probably from the competition from this cherry plum here. This changes everything, because now I can take this away, it's dead anyway, and then I can make the access for the garden right here, which means I could keep the cherry plum Now to the final all-important piece of our fence, a garden gate. It's finally done. After a few days in between April weather, from rain to hail to everything, I finally finished our beautiful paling fence all around our future experimental garden plot. I'm super happy with the result. I really love paling fences in general, and this one in particular, because they really conform beautifully to the landscape, and this is hugely important here, as you can see, and there is no flat surface here whatsoever. One thing that I'm still very undecided on is if I should leave the posts as they are or cut them to the same height as the fence. My idea is, if I leave them as they are, I could connect some strings between them and use them as help for climbing plants. However, I'm not certain, so this is something where I would love your input. Please put in the comments down below what you think. Should I leave them as they are or should I cut them shorter? Other than that, I'm still gonna add some corner braces a little later down the line, and maybe one or two screws to keep everything really super tight. This is it for the fence building part. In the next video we're gonna design the bed layout in here and decide where we're gonna plant which plant. And for today I'm almost finished. I still have to pack up all my video equipment because there's a huge thunderstorm brewing over there and I don't want to get anything to get wet. So see you in the next video and bye. Cheers.